On the 21st of Kislev, Chaf al Kislev, marked the Hilula of a really great Moroccan-born rabbi. His name was Rabbi Yosef Arwatz Z'tl Libracha. Now, he was born in the English year 1847, passed away on the 18th of December in English year 1924. Very, very great rabbi in himself. Would become a famous Shluchei D'Rabbanan, a rabbinic emissary, go to various different places in himself, representing Morocco and Jerusalem. He'll be a great Mora Tzedek. Also, will be part of the Ba'ad Ha'idah HaMaravit B'Yerushalayim, very prominent position, part of the Jewish court also, and part of the Shchuna, the neighborhood called Eben Yisrael, and head of a Jewish court at various different points in time, especially representing the Sephardi community in the area of Yafo. Let's explore some of the highlights of this really great rabbi in of itself. Now, he was born in an area in Morocco called Rabat, in English year 1847. He actually came from great rabbinic heritage in of itself. His father's name was Rabbi Moshe Arwatz, really great rabbi, and I believe they were a family that actually came from the area in Morocco called Mojdar, I'm not mistaken, which is a city by the port of Morocco in of itself, which is spoken about on various occasions. When he was 12 years of age, he would actually go with his parents to move to Jerusalem, one of the four holy cities of Israel, along with Tzfat, Tiberias, and also naturally Hebron, that makes up the four holy cities of Israel. So he would go there and he would learn under great rabbinic auspices, including from Rabbi David ben Shimon and Rabbi Raphael Eliezer ben Tobo. Really great rabbanim, especially the latter happened to be also part of the Rabbanei Ha'idut HaMaravit B'Yerushalayim, and was a great Dayan in of itself, Jewish judge, and would become like a chief rabbi in of itself. Now, it's actually interesting. These great positions he had, he was learning Torah at a zenith level at a very young age. And come what, when he was 18 years old, he would actually learn in the yeshiva of Rabbi Raphael Meir Panijel. Really, really great rabbi. He was one of the great Shluchei D'Rabbanans and was a Rishon LeZion of Israel, I believe, from the year 1880 to 1893. So under really great auspices. He will actually become, I think, his brother-in-law at a later stage in time, or after he was 18, naturally, obviously. He also learned under the famous Rabbi Eliyahu Panijel, so really great rabbi name. And after, unfortunately, I think, sadly, his father passed away while he was at the age of 20, I believe, and he would get married to the daughter of Rabbi Yehuda Panijel, which we mentioned about. Come what, the age of 23 years old, he would be appointed, let's just say, given a rabbinic ordination from Rabbi David ben Shimon, a rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. And now in English, 1872, this stage in time, he was 25 years of age. He would actually go out as a Shluchei D'Rabbanan, a rabbinic emissary, and travel various different places in himself. I think he went to Algeria, Tunis, and also to Libya, various different places. I think he was representing the Torah school called the Doresh Tzion, a place we've spoken about on various occasions. It was a Sephardic Talmud Torah school, a Bet Midrash and Bet Sefer in Jerusalem, especially at that point in time. And he would go out on various different shlichuts representing the community in himself. I think he would actually go out as representation for Hebron and also represent the Yeshivat Mekubalim, Yeshivat Bet El, the great Kabbalist yeshiva, and for the hospital called Miskav Ladach, which we've spoken about before. I think during his travels, he would travel to many different places. We stated before, he traveled to Libya, he traveled to Tunisia and Algeria, Morocco. I think this was in the year 1900, respectively. He'll also travel to Germany. I think in the year 1894, he did Italy, Hungary, France in 1890, and various different places, even Austria. And I think maybe at one stage in time it was in Italy in the year 1896, and would really, really travel to many great places. It's actually interesting. It was reported over, actually, he would actually meet various different noble people on his travelings. I think in 1902 he met with the King Vittorio Emanuele III. This was at his time period when he was in Italy. So he was very, very, let's just say, worldly and well received in of itself. While he was living in Jerusalem, he was one of the leaders and, say, administrators of the Western Jewish community in of itself, and served as a member of the community Jewish court, the Bet Din in of itself. He worked alongside with great rabbis, including Rav Moshe Malka, who was a great rabbi of itself, and also Rabbi Nachman Betito, who would also become a chief rabbi at one stage, at that point in time, I believe we called it the Rishon LeZion. He traveled which greatly his travels did, acquired various different lands, and especially the building of the Miskabla, the hospital in of itself, and was one of the founders of another prominent neighborhood actually in, I believe, in Israel, which, interesting enough, we call it Shchunat Even Yisrael in of itself, which is spoken about before. Come with the year 1903, he would actually go and dwell and live in Yaffo, which we mentioned about before, and over there he will be appointed as the head of the Jewish court representing the Sephardi community in itself. I think this was a position he would take until the English year 1923. And I think it was very closely connected to Rabbi Ben Zion Meir Chai Uziel, who happened to be the head of the rabbis, let's just say, of the city of that point in time. He will be appointed a Dayan and a Mora Tzedek in the Bet Din. And I think this was a special Bet Din, a Jewish court, which was for Sephardim and both Ashkenazim at one stage in time. Then come that time period, unfortunately, there was the First World War. And he would actually go, I believe, to dwell in Alexandria, in Egypt, respectively, because I think because of passport reasons, if I'm not mistaken, so that actually forced him into that move. I think he had the French citizenship, and I think he was offered various different positions in Jaffa, which he couldn't take at that point in time. He would return to Israel at the end of the war, and then he would actually finally settle in Jaffa, and he would serve as a judge inside this unified court once again. Now, he passed away, I believe, on December the 18th in the English year 1924 it was. So we're talking about exactly 100 years ago, pretty much, since his passing. Now, it's interesting. So he passed away on the 21st of Kislev, it was, and was buried in the Jewish cemetery in Jaffa. Now, he authored great Torah colossal work called the Hod Yosef. This was, let's say, Drushim explanations on, let's just say, on the, I'll explain in Hebrew, Drushim no. It was printed in 3 different sections in of itself. I think it was actually printed in Jerusalem in the Hebrew year Hey Tafresh Samach. Hey, I'll try and explain it. It was very different speeches basically he gave in Israel, and you would recount over the great travelings he do all across the world, because as we stated on this video, he was very, very well travelled all throughout. In fact, it was reported over some of his various different Torah works did get lost during the First World War. Now, friends, it's his Hilula here on the 21st of Kislev. Don't forget to light candles in the great rabbis' memory. We are a community here. We're learning about all the great rabbis of yesteryear. If you happen to be related to any of these great rabbis, please send me an email. I would love to know more and hear more. Also, please subscribe to the channel. We've covered about 550 videos. I'm wishing you all a Shavua Tov and wishing you well from Israel and a great day. Take care.